Okay, guys, what we have, there's a sort of an argument going on. I did a video a few days back about a diesel heater fuel pump. That's this item right here. Can, in fact, pump fuel, suck fuel. It's self-priming, can pull fuel uphill to itself, and once again, can push fuel up above itself to a heater. Now, I have a guy that is very adamant in that I lied, I cheated, I'm untrue, I pressurized the tank. Here's the lid for the tank right here that goes on here. We don't have a lid on the tank. Last time I did it, I never hooked to the actual heater. I just ran fuel uphill to prove that it can be done. This time I ran the fuel line into the heater itself. I clamped the heater onto my son's Japanese Kai truck. Okay, now let's go a little bit further. He says, this is impossible. These must be gravity fed only. They are not pumps. This is the second person that's told me this, that those are not pumps. They're a solenoid valve with a fixed volume that essentially has gravity feed from a pump, and it opens, lets the gravity fed fuel fill that, populate that that orifice of I think it's 22 milliliters, and then it injects the 22 milliliters forward. Okay, now this is Aspligo, and I already have talked to Hcalory. There are 2 Hcalory units in my shop right now. Aspligo goes a little bit further to say the maximum vertical height from the highest fuel level to the fuel pump is 1.8 meters. A meter is approximately 3 feet. I don't know. I'm not a Canadian or whatever. To me, a yard is 3 feet. 1.8 meters. So let's call it 6 feet. The maximum suction lift from the lowest fuel level to the pump is 1 meter. That's 3 feet. Now, I am at approximately 72 inches. I am more than 1 meter. I'm positive of that. The maximum lift from the pump to the heater is 2 meters. Okay? So what that's telling me, go back to A, the first one I read to you, the vertical height from the highest fuel level to the pump is 1.8. Let's just call that 2 meters. Let's call that 6 feet. And then the maximum lift from the pump to the heater is 2 meters. That's another 6 feet. That's 12 feet total. Now, let me bring this to you. I want you to read. Hit pause. Go ahead, grab your remote, hit pause. You see that caution A, B, and C. Okay? So whenever you're ready, unpause that. Okay, so what I did today, because I'm being called a liar, a cheater, a shill for the company. This guy, he's a moron. There's no doubt. But he did say that he would apologize if I go ahead and no lid on the tank, start with clean line. Now, there are 2 bubbles. There's about an inch long and an inch long bubble of fuel there. There's another one there. There's another one there, about a ½ inch there, quarter. So, okay, but the line is, for the most part, let's call that line full, or empty. I'm sorry, that line is empty, right? I have about a quarter tank of diesel fuel down here. Everything's hooked up. You're on camera, right? Now, I did take some close-up pictures of everything, including the fuel line, so that I could overlay them on this. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our controller for this unit and we're going to turn it on. And we're going to see if this thing can not only prime this time, because like I said, last time I did it to a fuel line that was blanked out, right? I wasn't going off to a heater. So this time we're going to let it prime and start that. And while that happens, I have a temp gun to show that right now that's at 72 degrees on the discharge. Showing 12 volts, 12.1 volts, which is shocking to me. There, it's priming. 12.5 I'm showing on my lithium battery. Okay, so now we are beginning the priming process, going from the pump, from the tank, going up to the fuel. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the camera off of the tripod and bring you down here closer so that you can watch what's happening in the fuel line, and we'll get back to this later. So here's our fuel line. Here's our fuel tank. You see the lid on, because I was accused of pressurizing the fuel tank. The guy is such a moron that he thought that I pressurized the fuel tank so that I would get fuel to flow uphill. All right, there's your fuel filter. You see it filling. And right there, you hit the top of the fuel line. It's about to start going up the fuel line again. Now remember, this will stop priming at some point. It's going to time itself out. And once it times itself out, I'll have to restart the system to finish that first prime. And once that happens, we should be able to get to at the second prime, we should get it to fire off. Okay, so you see that's full. Now, what's different last time? You saw air in there. The filter element was in there last time. This time, because of this guy, I was using air pressure to blow the lines out, and I blew the fuel filter apart and broke the element in there. So it's an empty plastic housing now. That's just how it is. I'll have to get another fuel filter. Thanks, dude. But you see, we're pulling fuel uphill. You see every click? You can see it happening. Every click, we're on our way uphill, right? So now the question is, how far will we get before we time out? And once we time out, we just restart. Not a big deal. But this guy, he called me out as a liar and a bunch of other things. And let me tell you something. I'm not a liar. My name is on this channel with this video. It's my real name. It's my full name. It's my father's name. It's my son's name. And it's my grandson's name. There is no reason for me to use my name and make false statements. I will not knowingly falsify information. You see it climbing? Or we'll go to 10 by zoom. Still climbing. There you go. See it? Okay, so we timed out. I'm going to pause this and I'm going to restart the controller. All right, there we go. We got it priming again. So right now, our fuel levels up to this point. There's my fuel line right here. I don't want anyone to call me a liar or a cheater or a snake. This is my controller. This is my fuel line. Let me try to keep it out here where you can see it. So there's my controller. So we're getting there. We're approximately a third of the way there. It might take a second time resetting the prime to get up here. But once we do, the unit's going to begin trying to run. Like I said, you have it clamped onto your wood rack on the Kai truck. Yeah, I take great offense in calling me a liar because there's no reason to lie. This is my channel. I have getting close to 5,000 people that are subscribed to me, and I would appreciate if you would subscribe to me also. But if I were to lie, then if you saw that I lied, you would disbelieve everything that I say from there on out. I'm not going to do that. I mean, the point of this channel is I buy tools and I buy diesel heaters and I buy all kind of different things, and I review them and I use them and I tell you what my opinion is of them, welders and plasma cutters and all this stuff. If I'm lying, or if a company is offering me money to falsify information. That's not how I am. So this person is really rubbed me the wrong way, because he's so adamant in his opinion that I am doing things that are nefarious in for some reason to try to tell you that you can do something that you cannot do. And here we are. Our fuel levels up to here at this point. So I don't know if we're going to make it again. But this person, I'm in Western Pennsylvania. I'm in Beaver County, to be more direct. I don't know where this person is. I'll post his username so that you could look for his comments on my previous video. And my previous video, the title is Your Diesel Heater Can Do What? And I really wish the guy would come here and talk to me. I would show the guy what I'm doing. I would have him help me do the experiment. So he may have a righteous opinion that this is not possible. That honest to God, that might be his righteous opinion, that this is not possible. But I would invite him here to help me set this experiment up at 72 inches. Fuel's on the floor. I'm standing on the floor. The fuel pump, I'm 5'7". There's the fuel pump is above my head, right? That's 6 foot high. I would invite him to come here and let's recreate this experiment in Beaver County, PA, Western PA, Southwestern PA. And let's see that it made it almost to the fuel pump and shut off. But yeah, and if he was willing to come here and do that, then we could learn together and we would be able to, as a pair, agree whether or not this is possible. So I got to turn the power off, and I got to go through the startup process. Okay, so we have begun priming again for the third time. So we're at the my controller's hanging. We're at the entrance to the fuel pump. So we'll actually, I'm starting to see right there. There's some fuel coming. Let me grab the camera. Let me take you for a walk. Oh, shit. I've been videoing while zooming in at the floor. I am so sorry about that. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, so here we're at the fuel pump, and the fuel pump is looping around and going up into the bottom of the heat exchanger of the diesel heater. Okay, so you can see we've pulled fuel 72 inches in a continuous fuel line through the empty fuel filter to the open fuel tank that is not air pressurized. So the son of a bitch that's calling me a liar, cheater, or whatever, you know what? F you. Because here it is. Fuel pump, 72 inches. This is the intake side. Oh, you hear it? It's starting to get a taste of fuel. There's the discharge side. Okay. Now, let's go over here to my Hcalory unit. My Hcalory unit, about 215 degrees on the discharge. My baby battery died. I had to swap out, so I have a bigger 650 milliamp hour. This is a Chemimoto. This is a LifePo 4 chemistry. It's charged. Wow, it says 30% while this thing's heating up. I hope I have enough power to get her going. But we have some smoke coming out of the exhaust. Sorry. These batteries honestly have been sitting up. There's the fuels moving. Okay, so we're about to ramp up. So hopefully hopefully this battery can get us going. All I'm looking for is sign of life to prove that we pumped our fuel from the ground up 72 inches. What the bullshitter says can't be done because I'm a liar. As you see, there's no air pressure on that tank right there. Okay, now we hear the air starting to flow. So let's see what happens. So I'm shooting into the heated air, the discharge side. What do you guys see happening? She's heating up fast, isn't she? She started out 80 some degrees. There we are, 117, 119. Now, would you say that a diesel heater, a fuel metal thingy, is a solenoid valve that allows gravity-fed fuel to drop through? Or would you say that the diesel fuel silver metal thingy is a fuel pump that can self-prime 72 inches with an open fuel tank up to the heater, run that heater, and let's see where we at here. Look at that. Look at that. Are we making heat or what? There we are. We're warming up. She'll be to 300 degrees in no time. And there you go. So who's the liar and who tells you the truth? I didn't lie about a damn thing. I didn't cheat about a damn thing. I didn't air pressurize anything. I didn't use any tricks. Everything was done just as you see it, from the ground to a fuel pump, and now to take it a step further to the heater itself. And let's see, where are we at here? Why is my laser not lasering? What the heck, you guys broke my my laser gun. Well, there you go. Even without the laser, I would say, I think my battery might be dying, but we're still, as you can see, 230. $240. She's pushing out a lot of heat, blowing across my hand. Okay, let's go back and look. How's the fuel line look? Fuel line's jamming fuel, doing its thing. It's quiet. It's a very quiet fuel pump. Like you're almost up against it. Do you hear it? ZC 12 volt 22 milliliter. It is not a solenoid valve. It is a fuel pump. Call me a liar. Why don't you drive right down here to Beaver County and let's talk about who's a liar. We could set up an experiment, and at the end of it, we'll sit in two chairs right there in front of my toolbox, and we'll discuss who's full of shit and who's telling the truth. Because I guarantee you this, buddy, I'm not fucking lying. Not at all. Come on down.